What if the reason your day feels so draining isn't your schedule, but the physical environment you move through? Japan ran with that idea and turned an entire country into something close to a frictionless machine. There are 14 specific systems they built into everyday city infrastructure, and each one exists to remove a different category of small human error, physical limitation, or daily annoyance. This video goes through all 14 and breaks down the exact mechanical logic behind how they work, because the interesting part isn't that they exist, it's the specific problem each one was designed to solve. Number 1, Suica and Pasmo One C cards for transit and payments. You're running late, you hit the turnstile, and you realize you don't have the right change. The line builds behind you. That specific moment of friction is exactly what Japan decided to fix. Most transit systems treat payment and movement as two separate problems, so you solve both every single time you commute. The Suica and Pasmo IC cards use radio frequency identification, meaning you don't insert anything or even take the card out of your bag. You pass near the reader and the gate opens in under a second. Number 2. Convenience stores that handle bills, tickets, and banking services. In most cities, handling a utility bill, concert tickets, and a package pickup means 3 separate trips to 3 separate places, all during business hours. Japanese convenience stores collapsed all of that into one location that's open around the clock. The multifunction terminal inside, called a LOPI or FAMI port depending on which chain you're in, connects to a national network where you can pay government taxes, buy event tickets, cover insurance premiums, and handle municipal fees through a single touchscreen. No appointment, no specific window of time. Number 3. Takahaibin Luggage Forwarding Services. You can fly into Tokyo, take a bullet train to Kyoto, walk through a ryokan district, and do all of it without touching your luggage once. That's not a premium service. It costs about as much as a fast food meal. The service is called Takuhaibin, which roughly means door-to-door delivery. You drop your bags at the hotel, the airport, or a convenience store, and they show up at your next destination the following day, sometimes the same day, with real-time tracking the whole way. Number 4. Coin lockers at train stations. 3 hours between a meeting and a flight, and you've got a backpack you don't want dragging through a museum. Most cities just leave you with that problem. Japanese train stations built the solution into the wall. The lockers come in multiple sizes, accept IC cards and cash, and are spread across several spots within a single station so you're not competing with everyone else for the one bank near the entrance. At larger stations, the system runs electronically, so you get a receipt code instead of a physical key, and you can retrieve your bag from a completely different locker bank than the one you used. Number 5. Heated toilet seats with bidet functions. A heated seat sounds like a comfort upgrade, but the bidet function is solving a different problem entirely, one most of the world just stopped questioning. Toilet paper doesn't actually clean well. It smears, it causes irritation with regular use, and it generates a lot of waste per person per day. Water does a more complete job, and Japan built that logic directly into the toilet. The washlet uses a retractable nozzle that extends after you sit down, sprays a warm water stream at adjustable pressure and angle, then retracts and self-cleans. The seat runs a small ceramic heating element continuously, so there's no cold porcelain shock in winter. Number 6. Vending machines with hot and cold drinks. You want a cold drink right now, not after finding a store, not after waiting in line. Japanese vending machines solve that at street level, on the corner, without you changing your route at all. Each machine runs separate heating and cooling compartments inside the same unit, and the labels make the choice instant. Red means hot, blue means cold. You read the temperature before you even read the product name. Hot canned coffee, warm corn soup, cold green tea, sports drinks, plain water, all sitting in the same machine at a price low enough that it's just a normal purchase. Number 7. Train platform queue markings. When a train pulls in and the doors open, most transit systems produce a moment of chaos where people try to exit while others try to board at the same time. Japan fixed that with paint on the floor. The problem isn't that people are rude. Without a clear spatial protocol, everyone defaults to the same instinct, move toward the opening, and you get a collision. Queue markings on Japanese platforms assign specific waiting positions on either side of where each door stops, so boarding passengers are already out of the exit path before the train arrives. Number 8, plastic food displays outside restaurants. You're standing outside a restaurant where you can't read a single thing on the menu. In most countries, you either guess or you leave. In Japan, you look at the window display and point. The displays are called sampuru, and they're physical replicas of the actual dishes, cast from real food using vinyl or resin, then painted in layers to match the exact color and texture of what comes out of the kitchen. Portion size, ingredients, presentation, you can read all of it from the sidewalk before you walk in. Number 9. Public restroom privacy sound machines. Public restrooms in dense cities have thin walls and bad acoustics, and the default response most people land on is just flushing repeatedly to cover the noise. That wastes a lot of water, and Japan decided to fix both problems at once. The Otohime, which translates to Sound Princess, is a small device mounted near the toilet that plays a looping flushing sound when you press a button or wave your hand near a sensor. It runs on a small battery for months and plays at a volume that covers ambient restroom noise completely. Number 10. Convenience store ATMs with nationwide access. Most ATM networks have a gap problem. Your bank's machines cluster in your home city, and when you travel, you're either eating fees or hunting for a branch that doesn't exist. Japan put full-service ATMs inside every convenience store in the country instead. The machines connect to a shared interbank network, so a card from almost any Japanese bank works at any convenience store ATM, regardless of which chain operates it. International cards from major networks work too, which isn't guaranteed in a lot of countries. The interface either switches language automatically based on your card or gives you a language selection screen within the first 2 taps. Number 11. Umbrella stands and umbrella lockers at entrances. Rain hits, and suddenly you've got a wet umbrella with nowhere to go. Most buildings just let you drip across the floor or prop it against a wall where it soaks everything nearby. Japan treated that as a solvable problem and put the solution right at the door. The plastic sleeve dispensers are the more mechanical version. You push the umbrella tip first into a slot, pull the device toward you, and a thin plastic bag wraps around the whole umbrella in one motion. Water contained, done in 2 seconds. Larger buildings use umbrella lockers instead. Small lockable slots near the entrance where you store the umbrella and take a key, retrieving it on the way out. Number 12. Parcel redelivery scheduling systems. Missing a delivery in most countries means a slip on the door, a phone number, hold music, and a redelivery window that could be any 4 hours of your day. Japan's system skips most of that. The redelivery slip has a QR code on it. You scan it, pick a new time block through an app or website, and the window you get is sometimes as tight as 2 hours because it's calculated from the driver's actual route load that day, not a generic estimate. Number 13, tactile paving for easier navigation. Those raised yellow strips on Japanese sidewalks and station floors look like they're there for one specific group of people. They're actually a navigation system built into the ground that anybody can read. There are 2 patterns. Parallel raised lines mean you're on a safe path, keep going. Raised dots mean stop, because there's a platform edge, a staircase, or an intersection directly ahead. You read it through your feet or a cane without looking down, and the whole thing works as a kind of binary language pressed into the floor. Number 14. Compact, walkable neighborhoods where daily needs are nearby. The last item on this list isn't a device or a service. It's the physical layout of the city, and it's what makes everything else actually work. Most 20th century urban planning kept functions separate. Housing over here, shops over there, transit somewhere else entirely. That separation turns every errand into a dedicated trip. Japanese neighborhoods around train stations stack all of it together, so a 10-minute walk from any station gets you groceries, a pharmacy, a clinic, restaurants, and a park. The station building itself usually carries retail on multiple floors, so transit and shopping share the same structure. Every system in this video targets a different problem, but they all belong to the same category. Small physical friction that stacks up across a normal day and drains energy you didn't budget for. Japan didn't fix these things because of cultural politeness. It fixed them because dense cities with millions of daily movements make friction expensive fast, and cheap physical solutions pay off at massive scale.